lakes and towns will shrink and disappear. Wanna fly beyond the blue horizon, see the planets and their moons at play. Flaring comets, shooting stars will take your breath away. Liftoff's not easy, have to hold on tight. You might feel queasy, but trust me, soon you'll be alright. Let's go far beyond the blue horizon, make our way around the galaxy. Watch a supernova dance across the sky for you and me. Liftoff's not easy, you have to hold on tight. You might feel queasy, but trust me, soon you'll be alright. Let's go far beyond the blue horizon, make our way around the galaxy. Watch a supernova dance across the sky for you and me. Wanna fly beyond the blue horizon. Wanna fly beyond the blue horizon, take a ride up through the stratosphere. City